Is he going to get 2 darts at a double or just the one? It's going to be the one, and it's going to be double top. This for a break. 15 dart has to move quite a long way away.
36.
And again, just above the wire.
32.
Chance for Dennant.
To put his nose back in front.
Game shot on the third
16 darter, 2-1.
Very aggressive. It's going to be 1 dart at double tops for Dennant. I mean, you've got players as good as this. It's just a moment of magic can separate the two of them.
Save the game. S. Taylor. Save the game on 104. This is such a common route these days. The 48, the single, the tops,
and
the execution.
Scott Taylor, you require 91.
But it's going to be 91 for Matt Dennant to cross the finishing line at long last. And this time it's tops. A change of double. Sinks a change of fortunes, and the scholar kicks off top of the class. He gets the better of Scott Taylor by 4 legs to 3, doing so with a 92.11 average, and despite the plethora, the handfuls of missed darts at double to win the match across 2 legs, Dennant is across the finishing line. He beats his fellow group favourite Scott Taylor by 4 legs to 3. Coming up next is Rob Collins against Olde Kalter.
At the 16s. He'll stay there for 3-1. Double 16.
Game
clinical,
shot on the fourth
clean.
Olde Kalter.
We're looking at treble 10. It's no dramas here at the Motor Super Series for Olde Kalter, who opens up his Group B campaign with a win over Rob Collins. He's improved and got better and better as the week's gone on, as Olde Kalter will be well pleased with that 92.01. Super solid on the outer ring as well. A fabulous start against Rob Collins. Lots of positives there, but needs to sharpen up on his doubles. Next up, we see Dave Prins for the first time against Matty Dennant. Much better as he moved to the centre of the hockey there. Shanghai for Dennant.
Tops for Dennant for 2-1.
Game shot on the
excellent from the scholar. First to a finish, but Dennant can leave it far more handy for a last leg decider, and he's going to do exactly that. The setup of dreams from the scholar.
Dave required 161.
This would be special. We've seen a 170 this week. Yeah, you can see the little shaker. He fancied that.
97. Matt, you require 40.
Well, Matt Dennant has played 2 games tonight.
Game shot
and they've both gone to last leg deciders.
Exactly the same spot. Now the confidence goes here because you're thinking of a bounce out. But this time he uses that dart as a guide.
Dave Prins.
He was the outsider going into this night, but he's playing against a big favourite of Matty Dennant, and Prinsey is up and running. Totally different match to what we've been seeing this week. That pace from Davy Prins there is something that the players will have to deal with, but he won't care one jot, and he will be delighted with the 2 points. Matty Dennant left frustrated, superb in the opening game, but left floundering at the end there against Prinsey. And next up, 2 players will want to get their Group B campaign up and running. It's Scott Taylor against Rob Collins.
Top match. Taylor looking for an 11 darter. Tops to do exactly that.
Game shot on the third
2-1 Taylor, 11 darter. And he is beginning to turn the screw.
It's Taylor who's going to have potentially the first darter double. And look at big 70 for tops. Huge dart pending.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Absolutely crisp.
To chalk his first victory on the board. 2 at double 2 as Collins shakes his head in the background. And he'll now go to shake the hand of Scott Taylor as he seals his first victory of the group. A victory by 4 legs to 2. Doing so with an 89.13 average, 4 out of 11 when it comes to the doubling. And it is Scott Taylor who picks the points up. He beats Rob Collins by 4 legs to 2. Coming up after the break, Olde Kalter up against Dave Prins.
Everyone was looking at, but he's left a 2 darter, puts an awful lot of pressure on this 68. Prins is good in this situation. Can he execute the double? He has
Game
a lot of
shot
bottle,
on the
Dave
second
Prince.
lay. Dave
Like
Prince.
I said, you stand behind me, think you're getting the better of him. Took longer than he thought.
3-1. Incoming if you can find this. He's been a little bit erratic the last couple of visits. What sight can he see of that? Oh,
Game
what a
shot on the fourth
fight!
lay. Dave Prince.
To pick up his second pair of points tonight.
Game shot.
Finds
and
the tops
match.
for a
Dave
4-1
Prince.
win against Olde, Kalter. And so Dave Prince, the 11-1 outsider, to go on and win Group B, tops Group B at the halfway point of night one. The only player with a perfect record thus far. A 4-1 victory against Olde, Kalter, doing so with an 84 average, 57% on the doubling as Olde, Kalter 1 from 6. When it comes to the doubles, right, next up, Matt Dennant against Rob Collins.
And Rob Collins going to them last 3 darts was averaging 94. 2 darts, a double 18.
Game shot on the
Superb
second lay.
stuff.
Rob Collins.
2-0 to Rob Collins, and this group just gets more confusing by every single game. Yeah, like you said, he has a big score in every leg, but he is susceptible also to a very poor return.
140.
And Matt Dennant should never,
Rob, you
ever
require
have been
56.
in this leg. Now there's pressure on this 56.
His tops are 3-1.
36.
Straight just below Dennant's back
Matt, you
foot
require
parity.
73.
Who would have thought? 60 seconds ago, I'd already wrote 3-1 down in my notes. Got a dart, a double 18. He's been good on tops. That's a strange one. Even
Game
better
shot
on double
the fourth
18.
lay.
2-2.
Matt Dennant.
And this has been another absolute classic. It's had everything. Ups and downs, twists and turns. Last dart for Dennant.
12.
An incredible conclusion once
Rob,
again.
you
Rob
require
Collins
25.
had this game in the palm of his hands. He's won it. He's lost it. He's got a chance to win it again. Double 12.
Game
What a
shot,
match. What a
and the
dart,
match.
Rob Collins.
Rob Collins.
And it just totally keeps him involved in this Group B. Defeat there would have been a tough ask to climb for Matt Dennant. He's asking himself, why? What's happening? Well, there was nothing to separate them two. Right down to the end, but it was Rob Collins with that beautiful double 12, that sealed victory in his first 2 points. As we move on to a big clash between Scott Taylor and Olde, Kalter. Trickled into the 5. Not this time. He's given himself an opportunity. It's going to be double 18.
Game shot on the
Surprised
first
he
lay.
stayed on the 20 bed
Olde,
where that
Kalter.
first one was sat. If he was going to be in the comms
96.
box at the seniors, we'll jump all over that. If I get down to a finish,
Game shot
that's
on
the
the
way
fourth
how to
lay.
do it. I'd like to do what Scott
Taylor.
Taylor's just done, because that was clean once again.
94 for the match. It is tops for the match. It is
shot,
Taylor
and
time at the
match.
Super
Scott
Series
Taylor.
as Scott Taylor gets the better of Olde, Kalter by 4 legs to 3. Another game decided by the finest of margins. It is Taylor who gets over the line in a last leg decider, 4 legs to 3. Next up, Collins Prince.
And it will
Dave,
reel
you
a plumb.
require 130.
It's the 1 treble 20 needed on this finish. You're just automatically thinking of the bullseye with a 130 finish. Will he get a shot? Yes, he will.
Game shot on the first lay.
Just when
Dave
it's your
Prince.
night.
Should at least get an opportunity at the bullseye. And the bull is what it's going to be. The bull is
shot
what
on
he
the third
gets.
lay.
And
Rob
Collins is still in it. He's back in it at 2-1, but Prince has the darts to re-establish the 2-leg cushion.
He's having to go the opposite way.
Oh my, how's he find a way now?
I don't think he can.
Good luck, mate.
I think this will be a nut. No, that's the route he's going, but because of the shape of his barrel, I think he's just going to try and blast it through. What a dart. Prins wins.
Dave Prins.
An unbelievable ending to that. There was absolutely nowhere through, and even the referee has a little smile about that. Rob Collins was absolutely disgusted. He shakes hands and sprints off the ball. But what a night for Davy Prins. What a dart to win it. He's on 6 points as we got the penultimate game of the night. It's Olde Kalter against Matt Dennant. 2 treble 19s. And it's been a night where he can't buy a double.
Game shot on the third leg.
That's why we love this
Matt
game
Dennant.
of darts. That is absolutely beautiful, Matt Dennant. You've got to say that's from absolutely nowhere.
Matt, you require 16.
For the match. And ultimately, it was about the 2 points that game.
Matt Dennant.
Matty Dennant gets over the winning line. It's been a difficult night for Olde Kalter. He's super frustrated. He's on that losing streak night now. It's a tough night at the office for Matty Dennant. Started beautiful, ended beautiful, but could do better in the middle. That will be his plan of attack for tomorrow. But it's 4 points for Matty Dennant as we move to the final game of the night. It's the player of the day, Dave Prins, against Scott Taylor. Finish.
170.
And here's the biggest finish of them all. The biggest fish in the deep blue sea. Oh, he bounced in and out. That's incredible.
81.
And he's got all the time that he could possibly want. Double 11 to complete the job of a 12-dart leg, and Scott Taylor's got the better of Dave Prins by 4 legs to 0. But Prins realistically did most of the job early on in the night. 3 wins from his first 3. Taylor rounding off with a win. An impressive win as well. 98.5 the average, 4 out of 10 when it came to the checkouts. Dave Prins 6 points, Scott Taylor 6 points. It's finished here at the Live Lounge in our final game of the evening. Dave Prins 0, Scott Taylor 4.
Yeah, big win for Scott Taylor and a big defeat for Dave Prins, who was sitting pretty. And if he won that last match, you would have thought he's as good as through. But now there's a little bit of jeopardy going into tomorrow night.
I still think the 6 points he would have taken before tonight. And Prinsy wouldn't know if he's played 4 and won 4 or lost 4. He has that type of personality. What I've witnessed tonight is very, very tough to play. He's a great match player. People don't like playing against that pace, but tough, deal with it.
That's Scott Taylor keeping going right until the end. One of the reasons why you've really picked him this week.
And one game I expected Prins to win was Taylor was looking tired very early today. He was talking about the challenge too and the exertions from that, plus that Group A challenge. And when I saw the fact he was on last against Prins, I thought that was going to be a tough ask, and fair play to him. He was brilliant there.
He was. OK, here are the results from tonight's action. 10 ties completed. And, well, Scott Taylor getting that significant victory at the end of the night over Dave Prins. Olde Kalter, Rob Collins also defeated there. In fact, Olde Kalter lost his last 3 matches and he's on a bit of a losing streak now, Olde Kalter. Only 1 win, I think, in his last 7.
Yeah, and he looks disappointed in the players area. Of course, he looks disappointed. And, you know, he's been fantastic this week, but when he's needed to get those wins, and I expected him to qualify in this group, wasn't to be, but just means he's got to come back tonight and go through the card.
Well, things have changed at the top of the table as a result of that last result tonight. Scott Taylor now top of it on leg difference, having not only added 4 to his own column, of course, but taken 4 from the Badger Dave Prins. Those 2 players on 6 points, 2 ahead of Matt Dennant, but crucially 4 clear of Olde Kalter and Collins.
Very interesting first games tomorrow. First against second and third against fourth. As early as that second game, we couldn't really know what's going to be happening with this group.
And you probably think whoever wins that first game is going to be through.
I did think that about Matty Dennant in that first win over Scott Taylor, so I never sort of conclude anything at the Motor Super Series, but that's a fascinating start.
Right, I do think we need to spend a little bit of time paying tribute to what Dave Prins has done tonight. He has thrown some incredible darts this evening, hasn't he?
And I'm really proud. Like I said, there was a man in the comments box there who knows him better than absolutely anybody, and he doubted him today. I thought he'd got his proper preparation wrong, but like I said, he'll have been delighted. Them big, thick barrels. What a dart this was. Watch the reaction from Rob Collins. I mean, he just couldn't wait to go. There's no way he can hit that 6-6.
You still think he can't hit it, don't you?
It was I mean, sometimes you need an element of luck as well, and sometimes you need to barge your way through some tungsten. It had a bit of everything. And like you said, that was the dart of the night.
Yeah, absolutely sublime that from Dave Prins. We also saw some big finishes from him as well. Just all round, he had a good, solid game.
Like I say, this competition he's playing on a Tuesday night is the only match practice he's getting right now. And yeah, I mean, I doubted him, but he used all the experience. Like I said, people don't like playing against him, but it's something that they're going to have to deal with. I'm chuffed to pieces for Prinsey.
Right, do you now think he'll go through?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I can't see him losing 4 out of 4. Now he's going to get plenty of rest. And like I said, he's not the best star player, but he's tough to beat. And I've stood behind him many times and played well and lost. Like I said, I'm really proud of him tonight.
And I know you're going to say Scott Taylor goes with him because he's your pick for the week. But who of the other 3 do you expect to get through?
Matty Dennant. But what a second game that is. Matty Dennant against Olde. Kalter. Is the Kalter just faltering just at the worst time now? So I'm going to go with Dennant, Prins and Scott Taylor.
There we go. Well, that will be decided tomorrow night, 10 p.m. again here on Sporty Stuff TV and the Modus Super Series YouTube channel, which is where you can catch a start of the last day of Group C. It gets underway at 1 p.m. on the YouTube channel. From 3 p.m. it's live on Sporty Stuff TV for a grandstand finish in that group. So we will see you for another double dose of darts on Friday.